Welcome back to the BCMA podcast. That's the Black Clover Martial Arts podcast. It's your boy Lucky from Lucky's Muay Thai, and this is episode number 46. If you missed episode number 45, that's because I shot it as a vlog, and you can only watch it on YouTube. So I hope that you take the time to go to the YouTube channel and check that out. In this episode,
we're back with what many people are calling the biggest fight of the year. It's a battle of attrition, a legacy fight, a fight for the ages, a battle of infinite possibilities. It's a fight for the best of the social media professional boxing world. It's Jake the Animal Paul versus Tyron the Animal Woodley. What? Back then, everybody was called the Animal.
All right, I'm an idiot. I did watch the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley open media workout, and so I guess we have to talk about that, and I suppose I have to give you a prediction as well since the fight is this weekend. But first, if you like the show, keep the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, and if you want to stop by the gym, you're in the Miami area, hit us up at www.luckysmt.com and drop us a line. We'll set you up with a trial class, or we'll set you up with a weekend pass or something like that so that you can come give it a go at the fastest growing gym in Miami. Is that true? I don't know. People just say things these days. Anyway, onward. Okay, so I watched the open media workout for Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul, and this was my takeaway. Tyron was very serious. Oh, and by the way, I'm so glad I waited to shoot this because I was going to shoot this early and then something happened. So we'll talk about that a little later. But Tyron looked very serious. We know that Tyron has power. We know he's quick. He may not have won his last fight or two or whatever, last four fights, but it's not this. I think the first couple of fights, I think he just didn't go. And I think there was moments in his last couple of fights where maybe he tried to do something, because for me, it's always going to be where his mental state is. For a guy to be basically, roughed up and held down and for 5 rounds of a fight or whatever the case may be, and not to really throw strikes or do anything, to me, that's mental. That has nothing to do with his physical capabilities. He is 100% capable of knocking somebody out. That is not a challenge. He can fight with the best of them, clearly. He is one of the best all-time welterweights of the UFC. But what stays in my mind is I remember Den Thomas telling him, you did all that work in camp, and for this you gotta, what are you doing? You did all that, with something like that when he was fighting. I don't even remember who he was fighting. It could have been Usman. But it was just you gotta do something, and he wasn't doing anything. And now all sorts of reasons, there could be all sorts of reasons for that. He could just have gone through some tough personal times. He could just be done with the UFC. People need a change of pace at times. There's a lot of things that could have caused him to not fight. So, is he capable of winning this fight? 100%. Is he going to be able to close the distance and pull the trigger? Now, can he close the distance? Yeah, he can get in whenever he wants. He's explosive like that. Is he going to be able to pull the trigger? If Jake Paul hits him, is he going to be able to pull the trigger? Is he going to get into his head? I don't know where he is, because we just haven't seen him fight hard in a while. And people quickly forget. I don't forget. I really know that he is capable of doing that work. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. If he can really cut loose, he can answer the questions, that we have about Jake Paul. Can he handle a power punch, a real power punch from a professional fighter? Now, in camp, that's different. You're sparring, you have headgear on. You might even be fighting guys that are just around your skill level, maybe guys that are a little bit better. In boxing, I don't know where Tyron Woodley is, but in general fighting, I would say his skill level is probably multitudes higher than Jake Paul. And, Jake's fought 3 fights, I think. His probably most experienced fighter was Ben Askren, and Ben Askren is, he's just not a striker at all. So, I don't know. I guess that brings us to Jake Paul, which is, we know he can hit hard, so he can do that. He's heavy-handed for sure. He's a big dude. And the media workout, he didn't show us anything. I mean, if you look at Tyron Woodley's media workout, he's like working out, and he's showing that he has a skill set that has translated or transferred in a way that it's pleasing to look at. You know that dude has worked on this craft. Conversely, Jake Paul goes out. Maybe this is part of the stick. Maybe, he's super relaxed. I always say you got to watch out for guys that are ultra relaxed because they oftentimes flow real easy in the fights because they're so chill. They nothing seems to be bothering them. My best fights were always when I was the most relaxed. And maybe that's just his thing. So he goes out, does a little acro yoga, which he did, I think, in the last fight. And then he shadow boxed. And look, from the shadow boxing, again, it looks like he's heavy-handed. It's not very fast. He's not throwing anything crazy. It doesn't look like it's terrible. It just, you can't really get anything from it, And so here we are again. We're about to go into this fight with Tyron Woodley, and I think there's still a ton of questions about Jake Paul. Like, is he an amateur level fighter? Is he actually a professional level fighter? Is it just professional because you slap the pro name on it and people get paid and it gets sanctioned? Does that make him a pro? Like, did he? I understand if you're an amateur and you're fighting, 10 times a month trying to get your name recognized. It's got to be a little bit tough, and you got to hope that what he's saying is, I'm trying to get more eyes on boxing and make people more money, and I hope that benefits all these guys that are out there in the amateurs right now working their butts off to try to become a professional and don't get a chance to skip the line. But I digress. Like I said, this is going to answer questions. Can he take punches, real ones? Can he execute game plans under duress? Like, Ben Askren didn't really put him under any pressure, so there was no way of knowing if he was really, fighting for his life under some kind of real stress. I don't know. I know that if Tyron just does what Tyron can do, then we definitely will see whether or not Jake Paul can handle that kind of pressure. It is not the kind of thing where he's going to get pity-patted. Tyron Woodley will not hit him like that. Tyron Woodley will hit him like he's trying to punch through him. So, I don't know. How good is his jab, Jake Paul's jab? Can he keep Tyron off for 8 rounds? Can Tyron last for 8 rounds? I don't even know. Shit, can Jake Paul last for 8 rounds? What are we talking about? Since I have to give an official prediction, I'm going to say Tyron Woodley. Just based on experience and because he legitimately comes from a fight background. I'm not knocking Jake Paul for all his love of the sport and all this. He's been telling everybody he loves this so much and it's in his heart. And for 2 years, he doesn't remember anything from before boxing. And oh, by the way, check this All Day Fresh shirt out. This is my dope shirt. My brother hooked me up. Go check him out, All Day Fresh, on Instagram. Just Google him. You'll find it. Anyway, I don't know, man. A fight for the ages? I doubt it. But does it mean something? I guess it does. Maybe it's Jake Paul manifesting his life the way he says he can do it, and he's going to be great, and he's, proving it piece by piece by piece, and he's changing the game, as they say. I don't know. Or maybe it's T. Wood, proving that he wasn't just a product of the UFC and that potentially they could have done more for his career had they believed in him a little more. Him proving outside of the UFC that he can do a lot of different things really changes or should change the way people view him. He had gotten so much flack, I think, towards his latter part of the UFC, but to be honest, going outside of that realm where people were like, basically, it's the UFC that made you and you're nothing without them, and into a realm where he can be his own man and make his own way without any, responsibility to that particular company is fantastic. I hope he makes all the money. I hope people view him as a huge success coming out of the UFC, and even before that, he was a success in Strikeforce and in wrestling and everything else. So shout out to T. Wood. I hope he does well. I hope Jake Paul does well. maybe this means something even if they win or lose. Maybe it should just mean something for entertainment. But either way, people are going to watch. They're going to buy the pay-per-views. They're going to enjoy this form of entertainment. I don't know how long it's going to last. Perhaps it'll last for years and years. There's always been these kind of spectacle fights. And this one is a little less spectacle than most. Anyway, that's my prediction. Tyron Woodley, I don't know what round or how it goes, but I think he pulls it out. If you like the show, also, let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Let me know who you think has it. If you like the show, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, stop by the gym, hit www.luckysmt.com. Would love to hear from you. We out. Peace. I'll probably have to do a follow-up because of this podcast. It was not in my intentions, but I guess I will. Also, I'm not sure what the rules are. Is it mask, no mask? Are you vaccinated, unvaccinated? Are you in the west, the east, the north, the south? Are you freaking, where are you? Man, good luck.